हेलो हेलो। लो भाई, आ गया प्रॉब्लम वापस। चालू नहीं हो रहा है ये गेम। मस्त। टनल मिरर। साइन आउट एंड बैक इनटू योर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट अकाउंट टू गेट और ये पे द गेम। मेरे तो अलग प्रॉब्लम है देखो। अरे यार, all 194 files सक्सेसफुली। बराबर तो है सब। तो अब होना चाहिए चालू, देखते। हो गया चालू, चलो। 1 मिनट में चालू कर दिया मैंने। only 1 minute। रुको गाइस।
Welcome back, Paul.
गाड़ी खरीद लेते भाई, तेरा टाइम हो गया बहुत। BMW की दिखते हैं एक बार, कौन सी है? M4 GTS तो है, M6 कूपे नहीं है क्या? इसको भी लेके रखते हैं। चलो बाद में देखते हैं। अरे गाड़ी चूज करना भूल गया, पहले सोलो उसकी वापस घर में लगे। स्टोरी ब्रिटिश रेसिंग ग्रीन, चल ठीक है ये कर लेते हैं।
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
चैप्टर तो पूछा ही नहीं।
Great to see you. We're shooting a documentary about car culture in the UK and I need a second driver. You've made a name for yourself and it would be great to have you aboard. It's simple.
ऑटोमेटिक
You
की गाड़ी है,
drive, I tell the story. Let's do it.
कितनी पुरानी है ये, मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा। Stay above 113 km/h, ठीक है। 113 के ऊपर ही रहना पड़ेगा।
From Aston Martin to McLaren and Bentley, Great Britain is home to over a century of automotive excellence. I'm Rebecca Dawson. Welcome to British Racing Green, a documentary celebrating that history. The Aston Martin DB5 Vantage was the quintessential Grand Tourer of the 1960s, combining British engineering and Italian design.
कॉर्नरिंग में ना ज़रा प्रॉब्लम है, थोड़ा स्टेबल नहीं है।
The Vantage featured side-draft carburetors and a refined camshaft profile, capable of a blistering top speed of 162 miles an hour in 1964. Clean lines of Superleggera's bodywork, reclining seats and wool carpets created a car that was luxurious as well as fast. This car would form the basis for the DB range, with later cars improving on the design in many ways. But none would ever achieve the sheer iconic perfection of the Vantage.
In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left.
For all of its beauty and engineering perfection, only 65 of these beautiful machines would ever be built. If you own one, you own a piece of British history.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
The silver DB5 would be immortalized in half a century of cinema. The classic Aston Martin.
Aku
But in
baik.
2016, a new DB was unveiled, heralding the dawn of Aston Martin's second century. The DB11 is the first production turbocharged Aston Martin. But is it a worthy
इसको भी करना पड़ेगा
successor
शायद
to that
150 के
legacy?
ऊपर करना पड़ेगा या फिर कितना पता नहीं.
The short answer
हाँ
is yes.
150 ठीक है.
It's bold,
161.
responsive, and agile. Is perhaps the best GT chassis in the world. And listen to it.
ध्यान नहीं था यार मेरा.
Able to hit 60 miles an hour in 3.5 seconds, the DB11's 5.2-litre twin-turbo V12 boasts a top speed of over 200 miles an hour. The DB11 is not the fastest car in the world, but then it's not trying to be. It's sophisticated, effortless luxury. It's an Aston Martin. The DB11's front strakes channel air to create a virtual spoiler, providing downforce without compromising the car's clean lines. Brilliant.
क्या लगता है 2.5 मिनट में होगा? थोड़ा
Most
सा ही चांस
importantly,
लग रहा है
I
मेरे को.
think, the DB11 proves that Aston Martin is ready for another century of beautiful cars. And I can't wait.
हो जाएगा चल.
Beautiful as they are, Aston Martins are only one of many cars made in the United Kingdom. Let's see what else is out there.
टावर है तो भी दिया नहीं फालतू सेकेंड सेंचुरी कंप्लीट द फर्स्ट चैप्टर ऑफ अच्छा मिशन किया है इसलिए हुआ ये नेक्स्ट चैप्टर अभी दूसरा चल रहा है बस
This is shaping up nicely. Time for a change of pace, though. At least at first. The next segment is about Land Rover, and we'll be starting out with the Type 3.
it's a Defender 90 is
Land
it
Rover, the British sports utility vehicle. But before that, they were actual utility vehicles. Solid, tough trucks, unstoppable over almost any terrain.
In 400 meters, turn left.
The Land Rover Type 3 marks the point where that shift begins, and we'll be looking at what that meant.
टर्न ही नहीं मारते थे
Land Rovers have taken on almost every task imaginable. They've been generators, tractors and ambulances. They've brought peace and carried medicines to disaster zones. They've even been buses. Over 500,000 Series 3s were built, and over 70% of those are still on the road today. They were extensively exported and built under license abroad. Belgium, South Africa, even Australia and New Zealand. With a robust chassis and signature Land Rover engineering, the Type 3 also marked the first time that buyers could choose interior options, like seat box protectors and cubby boxes. That trend continued, and by 1982, Land Rover were offering the county spec Type 3. Leisure drivers could choose from such luxuries as all-cloth seats, soundproofing and tinted glass. The trend was increasingly clear, and the future of the Land Rover was starting to take shape. If you squinted, you could already see the shape of the first sports utility vehicle, the Range Rover. While the stock Type 3 would never be particularly fast uphill, there is almost no hill that it couldn't climb. Or dam, for that matter, if you put a proper winch on it. In 1978, a Series 3 was custom built for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It only had 1,892 miles on the clock when it was auctioned into private hands. And it was in perfect condition. It would be. After all, she trained as a mechanic in the 1940s and will likely remain the only royal able to strip and rebuild an engine.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Along with the Range Rover,
तो मजा नहीं आ रही है
followed.
मतलब
Discovery,
कुछ है ही नहीं
Defender, and the
Power नहीं
Freelander.
है
Each a more sophisticated and enjoyable utility vehicle. But none of them were a replacement for the Type 3. They were a different kind of car.
डिफेंडर 90 नहीं है बहुत पुरानी है
The Type 3 was arguably the first sports utility vehicle, an
बाप रे
evolution of the
ये कौन सी है
design that
बे
would lead
इतना वाइड है
ultimately to this. The Bowler Nemesis, an off-road racing vehicle that turned into a production SUV, the Nemesis
लैंड
EXR.
रोवर की जगह बॉलर क्या
It sports a turbocharged 5-litre Land Rover Jaguar engine, crammed into a carbon fibre chassis with integral roll cage. It even has the grille, headlights, and rear
फर्स्ट
lights
स्टार के
from the
लिए
Range Rover.
25,000 देखते हैं अभी कैसा होता है.
If you want to see what the Type 3 would be like if it ever stopped doing important things,
2
this
स्टार
is
के लिए
it.
75.
And it's beautiful.
टाइमिंग कुछ ज़्यादा कम नहीं है.
This is an all-terrain supercar. That's
Eh?
the only fair description for this.
2 स्टार ही होगा रे
But
मेरा.
that's what you get when you build an SUV with Land Rover DNA.
पता नहीं 3 स्टार के लिए कितना है. 1.5 लाख होगा शायद. अलग टाइप की गाड़ी थी ये. An illustrious career. मुझे भी ऐसे में इंडिया है.
Hope you're enjoying yourself. I know I am. It's great to be able to just focus on telling the story while someone else handles the driving. for
इनके
once.
पास क्या सब गाड़ी है क्या?
Let's get to the next one. This time it's Lotus.
ये कौन सी है?
Lotus Engineering Limited began as many stories in British engineering do, in an old barn. The first Lotus cars were offered as kits. You built them yourself. From 1962, they began to actually build the cars themselves. The Elan Sprint showed exactly what they intended to do. Built around a steel backbone with a fiberglass chassis, the Sprint weighed in at a meager 687 kilos parked on the curb. On the road, this translated into brilliant agility and fantastic performance. Designer Colin Chapman famously said, "Adding power makes you faster on the straights. Subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere." He knew what he was talking about.
Turn right. In 100 meters, turn left.
Widely hailed as one of the greatest sports cars of the 1960s, the Elan would be closely studied and emulated, inspiring such masterpieces as the Mazda MX-5. The Elan has all the energy, style, and enthusiasm you would expect. Bold, quick, and fun. So much so that they put it in the name.
मुंह खुला हुआ दिख रहा है ये इतना बड़ा आके. ऐसा लुक दिया है इस गाड़ी में.
The Elan Sprint
Lotus.
was a financial as well as an engineering success for Lotus.
कितना टाइम हो गया लोटस
Validating
की
their
गाड़ी चला ही
approach
नहीं.
to design and resulting in a whole family of light, agile roadsters. Which brings us to this. The Lotus
नीड फॉर स्पीड में है
Exige.
क्या नहीं मेरे को
It's
याद नहीं
heavier
है
than the Elan, admittedly,
उसमें चलाया होगा रे
but it's faster.
लग रहा
Much, much faster. Touch the pedal, the Exige responds with instant, relentless acceleration, as you'd expect. With a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds and a top
कुछ
speed
ज़्यादा
of
बड़बड़ नहीं कर रही है
170
रीबेक का हैं
before upgrades and tuning,
अरे
the
रेस करने दो
Exige
हमको
is
ज़रा शांत हो
uncompromising.
कैप्शन की वजह से ना आई शपथ इसमें क्या रहता है लड़की क्यों नहीं है ई आ इसमें पता नहीं
And
क्यों नहीं
there's
है
no power steering.
कैरेक्टर का
So you
नाम
can
पॉल
really feel the
रखना था
road.
इसलिए लड़का
A
लिया
genuinely thrilling drive, and one that isn't afraid to demand you take it
FS5 में
seriously.
देखते उसमें लेगा मैं
In
नजर
400
हटी
meters,
दुर्घटना थी वही तो
turn left.
मैं चैट देख रहा था तो हो गया आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल
Turn left.
In one word, Lotus is about the experience. Uncompromising, challenging. This is a car that demands you
हो गया
drive
2
it
स्टार
well.
होगा रे अभी
And when you do, you'll
2 स्टार
see
भी नहीं
what
होगा
the
1 स्टार
fuss
ही
is
होगा
all about.
वन 140 नहीं रे गया 3 स्टार भी नहीं 2 स्टार भी नहीं 1 स्टार भी नहीं मिलने वाला शायद
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
And with rumored launches
ये
of
stable
2
नहीं है
new
रे
cars in 2020, Lotus looks set to push the benchmark of the experienced sports car well into the next century.
वापस कर लेता हूँ चल 2 स्टार तो चाहिए यार ये कंटिन्यू किया मैंने सी रिट्राई करता ना तो इस गाड़ी से चालू हो जाता वापस वो पुरानी गाड़ी लेके करना पड़ेगा चल जाने दो अगला कर देते
Done much rallying? That's a joke. We've all seen what you've been up to. We're doing the next bit on location. You'll see why when you get there.
ये इस बार मेरी गाड़ी है अरे आवा आप मजा आएगा ना
Turn
एक
around
तारे
when
ही
it is
पिकअप
safe
है
to
इसमें
do so.
दूसरा गियर में 150 भगवान
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
वेट कहाँ पे जाना था हुआ क्यों नहीं
In 100 meters, you will
अच्छा
arrive
यहाँ
at
पे
your
रुकना था
destination.
ई पत्थर पत्थर क्यों दिखा रहा है रात को ETS ये हाँ ये ETS खेल लेते हैं अभी मंडे है ना आज
Ford. that most American of cars. But the Ford
GTA
Escort,
खेलते
oh, that's British. And more than that, the Escort would
GTA
become
खेलने वाला था मैं अभी, पर मेरे को
synonymous
याद
with
आया ना
Group
कि
B.
इसको भी कंप्लीट करना है,
In the
तो
70s,
ठीक है
Ford
वो
had embraced that
GT को थोड़ा
destiny so
बाद में
firmly
करते.
that they'd begun their own championships to find new drivers. Drivers for cars like the RS 1800.
अरे रेबेका जरा चालू करने दो.
This was a car designed
Ford Escort.
explicitly for
अच्छा
rallying,
ये कौन सी
with
है?
a powerful fuel-injected 1790cc Cosworth BDE engine.
ड्रिफ्ट. अरे कौन सा टायर लगा है रे? पानी में जा रही है तो ये ऑटो कंट्रोल हो रही है बहुत.
So Ford
अरे!
built 200 of them.
मुझे वापस करना है, रुक. कुछ भी स्टेबल नहीं है, मैं इंटीरियर
This
से
was a
करना
car
पड़ेगा.
designed explicitly for rallying, with a powerful fuel-injected 1790cc Cosworth BDE engine.
पानी में नहीं डालना है, इसको अवॉइड करना है.
Homologation rules required that all cars entered into the group be production, so Ford built 200 of them. The RS 1800 raced to victory after victory across the rallying world, on almost every continent and across every terrain type imaginable. This car was basically unbeatable. The RS 1800 brought home
अभी easy हुआ ना?
17 World Rally Championship victories for
कुछ
Ford.
ज़्यादा लाइट नहीं लगा ये. ओके अभी
So,
ये
of
अगला
course,
वर्जन दिया लगता है.
Ford set out to design a better one. The RS 200 Evolution was their answer.
नहीं ये तो अलग ही
A
सा है.
purpose-built rally car designed to do one thing: win Group B.
ये लड़की उस तरफ क्यों बात करते हैं, मतलब इधर क्यों नहीं दिखाता है,
With a
एकदम कोने में बात
1.8
करता है.
turbocharged Ford Cosworth BDT engine and all-wheel drive, the RS 200 had perhaps the best suspension platform of any car of its era. The chassis was fiberglass from Reliant, and the massive Ford parts bin was raided to give the car that iconic look.
गेट बैक ऑन द रोड बोल रहा है. अरे
But
गाड़ी
while
उड़
the
रही है
car
हवा
had
में.
potential,
तो क्या
turbo lag at low RPM and a poor power to weight ratio meant that it never placed better than third. The end of Group B in the mid-80s meant the end of the RS 200 as a rallying car. Fortunately,
लो,
Ford
हो
built
गया.
over 200 as part of the homologation requirements for Group B, so you can still find them, if you're lucky.
पूरा सार क्यों नहीं दिया? शायद टाइमर कम है तो भाई क्या बोलूं. इसमें क्या नहीं किया तो भी चलेगा. अगला वर्जन में करेंगे हम. गाड़ी दो अभी, गाड़ी टोपी कपड़े वगैरह मत दो. हाँ 28 वाला कौन सा है रे? स्टार सेंचुरियन गेट 100 स्टार्स इन हॉरिजन. अच्छा 100 स्टार्स हो गए, लग भी ना रहा है.
You know,
सब
I
रेसेस में
really
तो
like this
3 स्टार
car.
होता ही है,
Not that I'd
पर
want to
स्टोरी
drive
मोड
it
में
for
नहीं
too
नहीं
long.
हो रहा है.
Squeeze
अरे
yourself
कौन सी
in
रिक्शा
there
दिया?
and see just how fast you can make it go.
अरे
Which
टायर तो
won't be
देखो
too fast.
क्या स्टेबल रहेगी.
Hey, I could be surprised.
अरे टायर देख इसका.
The Peel P50 has the dubious honor of being the smallest
क्या रे
production
पियाजी?
car in the world. A one-door microcar coupe featuring a 42cc
ठीक है।
air-cooled engine capable
इतना बड़ा
of
steering wheel?
heinous 38 miles an hour.
इस गाड़ी के लिए इतना बड़ा
A
स्टीयरिंग
handle
व्हील?
so you can pick it up and carry it with you when you get to work.
वाइपर तो देख।
And keep in mind that this is the production version. The prototype had the single wheel at the front.
1 star
Why do you
56
think that was a good
mph
idea?
oh, सॉरी kmh 3 गियर है बस इसमें।
In 2010, though, production restarted at Sutton in Ashfield.
ए रेबेका वेड़े
So,
जल्दी अरे
if you'd
काय
like
देतो
to
ये
own the modern incarnation of this, I suppose you can.
इतुसा रूट के लिए 56 काय बोलूं बाबा। टायर का साइज देखो ना, हेडलाइट से ज़्यादा छोटा है वो। हेडलाइट से भी बड़ा नहीं है वो टायर। इसके सामने कितना छोटी लग रही है। टोपा 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 सारा मूड खराब हो गया है ना। ये ऐसे स्टोरी मोड में ऐसी गाड़ी दे रही है, इतना गाड़ी पड़ी है। ठीक है यार, इसमें इतना अच्छा नहीं है, ठीक ठाक है स्टोरी मोड।
Hey there.
FH5 में है ना
How
वो,
about a
बहुत
car
मजा है।
with some actual legroom and some
हाँ ये
actual
देखो, अभी ये
speed?
गाड़ी दी है ना।
This section's about
McLaren
what
का।
happened when McLaren decided to make a road car. You're going to enjoy this.
देखते हैं अभी इसका कैसा है स्पीड। ये आवाज मस्त है रे।
The track and the road have very different requirements. For McLaren, that was a challenge they were more than willing to embrace. In 1988, they set out to create the finest sports car the world has ever seen. By 1993, they had achieved their goal, and the honestly fantastic F1 was the result. 106 would be built across all variants, and it remains one of the very best road cars ever made. The F1 has no turbocharger. That would have compromised the driving experience, increased complexity, and resulted in turbo lag. The
ये
F1 is a
अभी का स्ट्रीम चालू करने से पहले मेरे को याद आया,
one of the
गेमपैड को
fastest
ये
in the
करना है,
world.
रीसेट करना है।
Everything about
वो
this
कर
car
लिया।
is innovative.
कल
From
भी
the
भूल गया था
carbon
मैं,
fiber
मतलब
monocoque to
सोचो।
the central driver position. McLaren threw the book away when they designed the F1. Then they wrote a better one. The F1's monocoque chassis is incredibly lightweight, only 100 kilos all told, which posed a significant challenge because carbon fiber and fiberglass aren't great insulators. So, McLaren lined the entire engine compartment with gold.
अरे रेबेका
In
गब्बास
1998, the F1 prototype set the world record
डबल टेप
for
दिया रे मेरे को।
fastest production car.
इसके
A
मुंह पे
record
लगाता
that
हूँ।
would stand for 2 decades until the Koenigsegg
अरे कितनी बड़ी बड़ी
CCR
थी ये?
claimed the crown. McLaren's racing
अभी चल रहा है बराबर।
was
यस
so
अभी बराबर चल
deeply
रहा
ingrained
है।
in this machine that when they took
अभी
it to
मैं
Le
वही
Mans
सोच रहा हूँ, ये
in
ब्लिंक क्यों हो रहा है, तो
1995
बैटरी
and
की है।
faced off against
इससे मेरे को याद है
purpose-built racing machines.
कि रीसेट कर लिया मैंने, वो तेरे को बताना था। अभी हो गया, मतलब शायद हुआ नहीं अभी तक कुछ प्रॉब्लम। 1 घंटा तो हो गया ना
So,
ऑलमोस्ट।
with something like the
कुछ प्रॉब्लम
F1
नहीं
to
हुआ।
live up to, where do you go next?
हाँ ये मैकलैरन
Well,
मस्त
you
लगती है
throw
रे।
the book away again and write an even better one.
कलर भी मस्त बना है
The
इसका।
result is the McLaren P1, a hybrid electric sports car.
शार्क
that
जैसा लुक
stands
है
head
इसका,
and shoulders
शार्क।
above the F1. The P1 GTR will hit 60 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds. That's 0.7 seconds faster than the F1. That's an eternity for a supercar. The car's blistering performance is delivered by a twin-turbo V8, supplemented by a McLaren ECU electric motor and instant power assist system.
मुझे जाने से
And
अच्छा
they
मैं इधर ही
do
जा रहा हूँ।
mean instant.
तो 82 पे चाहिए 1 साल के लिए।
Remember those problems with turbo lag? McLaren solved that with the hybrid drive. While the turbos build pressure, the electric motor
कितना हुआ?
drives the wheels. No turbo
three.
lag, just
तू
torque.
स्टार हुआ होगा शायद.
And because it's a
नहीं
hybrid,
पूरा हो गया. चलो
it
nice.
has an all-electric range. Running on batteries alone,
अरे रेबेका
that's 6.2
गप्पस.
miles. A bit more if you're going downhill.
अरे ये स्टोरी मोड में तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही बात करने लगी है. लास्ट टाइम कह रहा था तो उसमें कुछ हुआ ही नहीं इतना बात. स्टार्टिंग में बताती है बस. निमंद बता रही है तो क्या है बोले. ये फॉक्सवैगन की टोरक भी है इसमें. हॉर्न दे दिया. वाह. लगाओ अभी वो रिक्शा में लाल वाली जी थी. रुको जरा कुछ. रेसेस तो हो गए रे सब. वो रेसेस बचा ही नहीं है. ये देखिए इसका भी बचा है ना. इसका 6 हो गया है. चलिए इसका 4 बचा है ना तो कंप्लीट कर लेते. दूसरा करने का मन था मेरे को पर ठीक है. 4 ही बचा है इसका.
I quite like sleeper cars.
पीयू
Did Alex ever tell you the story of what we got up to in Colorado?
पीकट
There was this
पी
sleeper
क्या
car
बोलते रहे वो.
competition, you see.
एक
Let's
तो
just
प्रोनाउंस करता
say
मुझे
no
मालूम
one
नहीं.
was ready for the sunbeam.
अच्छा ये लोटस है.
Lotus never quite let go of the upgrade game. So in addition to
तो
building
ईगल
their
का
own
लोगो क्यों था फिर.
supercars, they upgraded cars from other marques too. The Lotus Carlton was one such aftermarket upgrade. Lotus took a respectable 4-door Vauxhall saloon and turned it into a supercar.
इतना स्पीड कैसे है भाई इसमें.
From the outside, there are a few signs that this is something special. Wider wheel arches, that sort of thing. But under the bonnet, that's where the magic starts. Engine capacity was increased to 3.6 litres, and twin Garrett T25 turbochargers were added. The engine block was reinforced, and new crankshafts were forged by Opel and machined in Germany.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
The tyres were widened, and the tyre compound from the Lotus Esprit was used. To handle camber change issues, they put in the self-leveling suspension from the Opel Senator. The only upgrade they didn't put in was an electronic speed limiter. All of this resulted in the Lotus
रेबेका शांत बजाताच नाहीये.
designated Type 104 by Lotus. A 177 miles per hour supercar,
ये देखो
masquerading as
हेडलाइट
a
को वाइपर
four-door
दिए.
saloon. Only
Headlight wash करने के
950
लिए.
of these custom gems were built, and they've become something of a modern classic.
लग्जरी गाड़ी की है क्या मतलब क्या है. आपको भाई
The
इसका
Lotus
हेडलाइट देखो.
Carlton was an example of how to turn a saloon into a supercar, but that's not the only thing Lotus got up to. In 1979, Chrysler
Baap re.
approached Lotus to create a strict rally version of their Sunbeam 3-door hatchback.
इसके मुंह पे
Lotus,
बबल्स
as
आए.
you might imagine, rather enjoyed the challenge.
मारुति 800 नहीं.
They took the rear-wheel drive hatchback and changed everything that matters. They stiffened the suspension, improved the anti-roll bars, and widened the transmission tunnel.
ही
Performance was increased by fitting a 2.2-litre version of the Lotus 911 slant 4-cylinder engine, resulting in an impressive 250 brake horsepower, up from
अरे
the
विनोद भाई, हेलो
105
कैसे हो?
on the original. The Lotus Sunbeam was revealed to the public in 1979 in Geneva to widespread praise in the motoring media.
विनोद जी को पूछो जरा स्नो रनर कब खेलने गए खेलने वाला है हम वैसे वेडनेसडे को खेलने वाला है
More importantly, the Lotus Sunbeam saw racing success too. In 1980, Henri Toivonen won the 29th Lombard RAC Rally in his Sunbeam. Makes you wonder if Lotus should do
Software
more
market
conversions.
excellence
It's a silly
chapter
question, actually.
complete.
Lotus should do more conversions. In fact, I'll call them right now. I honestly think these might be some of the most beautiful cars in the world. And the story of how it came about is, well, really British. Get in the car and let's get this
अरे कौन सी कंपनी है जैगुआर अच्छा
Jaguar is a bit of a favourite of mine. The company is almost 100 years old and was originally founded to build sidecars for motorcycles. But this is the car that really set the bar, I think. The 1961 E-Type. When he saw it, Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car in the world. High praise indeed.
जब गाड़ी डोर से के ऊपर
He
जा रहा
wasn't
है
alone in his admiration. Accolades have followed this car ever since. It's been in movies, comics, games, and TV shows. Unlike some later cars on the mark, it wasn't just looks though. The E-Type was light and fast. It would do 153 miles an hour and stopped on innovative four-wheel brakes that were better than anything Ferrari or Porsche or even Mercedes-Benz had. It was solid too, with a design based on the D-Type that won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 years in a row.
At the roundabout, take the second exit. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Anyone who owns an E-Type will tell you that the key to their reliability is to drive them regularly, as if you'd need the excuse.
विनय जी आप है कि नहीं चैट में ई
About 2,500 were built.
ये ईश्वर गेमर
They're
बोल
a
रहे हैं
common
देखो
sight
चैट
at
में
auto shows, and
आपका हाय बोल
surprisingly
रहा है वो
reasonably priced. All in all, an almost perfect Jaguar. The E-Type was
नई
the
वाली
successor
Jaguar
to the Le Mans winning D-Type. But what would that look like if Jaguar designed it today? In 2013, Jaguar answered that
इसका भी
question
look
with
अच्छा
the
है ना?
F-Type Project 7, a spiritual successor to the E-Type, and designed from the ground up to be the purest, most enjoyable Jaguar yet. The car's heritage is proudly displayed
Project 7
in gorgeous D-type curves and the distinctive aero hunch behind the driving position. But like the E-Type, it's not just a pretty face. supercharged engine. With a fully aluminium body, it's blisteringly fast, with a 0 to 60 speed of 3.8 seconds and a top speed of 186 miles an hour. A car as beautiful as this must surely have been a carefully authored design. Actually, it started as a sketch by designer Cesar Pieri, thrown together one Friday in his free time. Jaguar's design director Ian Callum saw the sketch in a thumbnail on
सेवन
Cesar's
गियर है
computer
इसमें तो
during a meeting and asked him
इतना
how the
स्ट्रगल
car
क्यों हो रहा है
was.
ये?
The rest is history. "250 Project 7s were built, as both a successor to the E-Type and as a celebration of Jaguar's victories at Le Mans.
ये भी 80 जैसा टर्न नहीं मार रहा है.
I think I speak for all of us when I say, thank heavens for Cesar's Friday afternoon doodle.
ठीक है भाई. टोटल विनिंग्स 39 lakhs. पक्का कितना बचा? अभी 2 बचा होगा ना? 2 कर लेते.
We're almost done, but we've saved the good stuff for last.
ये कौन सा
A
कंपनी?
spot of rallying in the most British car of them all. Get in, strap in, and let's nail this one.
मिस्टर बिंग की गाड़ी?
There is one car built in Great Britain that is quite fairly considered one of the most influential cars of the century. It's a surprisingly spacious little city car with a side-mounted engine. It's an icon of popular culture. It's been built on every continent where there's a car factory. It's the Mini. The Mini Cooper S was built to be a performance machine.
6 गियर है इसमें.
With deeper engines, twin carburetors and front disc brakes, this scrappy little machine would go on to achieve more than 30 racing victories in the 1960s and 1970s. A Mini Cooper S flying number 37 placed first at the 1964 Monte Carlo Rally. Driven by Paddy Hopkirk and Henry Liddon, this was the last time an all-British crew would win the event. But not the last time a Mini would. At Monte Carlo in 1966, Minis took the first, second and third positions. They were all disqualified because they had dimming headlamps. Not because they were winning everything in sight. In 1999, the Car of the Century award was presented to the most influential car of the 20th century. The Mini came second. It was beaten by the Model T Ford. That's fair, I suppose. 5.3 million Minis would be sold, making it the most popular British car. And then in 2000, BMW resumed production of the
Mini Cooper? अच्छा.
breathing new life into the iconic mark. If the Mini of the 1960s had its sights set on the roads of Monte Carlo, the X-Rayed Countryman has its eyes on something a little tougher. The deserts and rough terrain of the Dakar, for starters. A wit once said that the only thing Mini in this monster was the pedal. That's rather missing the point, I think. The X-Rayed Countryman is much, much bigger than the Mini Cooper. It has to be. A stage of the Dakar demands literally tons of gear. You could call it a tank. It does rather sound like one. X-Raid division set out to build this thing, they had one
अरे
goal in
यार।
mind: winning the Dakar. And they did, every year, from 2012 to 2015.
In 400 meters, turn right.
It's designed to be driven for 2 weeks over deserts and badlands, 5 kilometers above sea level. And it still handles like a hot hatch on a nice bit of dry airspace. Owners come and go. The heritage of a
हो
car
जाता है ये
like the
30 साल
Mini
में,
is
पर
more
नहीं
than who
हुआ।
owns the keys to the shop.
धोखा में
I
उधर
fully
जाके
expect to see Mini's wings flying for another century.
चलो अभी लास्ट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा फिर। लास्ट वाला है ना अभी? हाँ। एक बार चेक कर लेते कितना बचा है। एक लास्ट बचा है, चलो। बेंटली।
This is quite the story. Bentley at Le Mans in the 1930s. Gentlemen racers, heroic driving, and a personal hero of mine. Take good care of the cars, though. Both of them are mine. Bentley, a company founded in 1919 in Cricklewood, North London, and purchased by Rolls-Royce in the 30s. A company synonymous with both racing and luxury. Perhaps the best example I know of those two extremes of British engineering. For almost a
अच्छा उसको
century,
डैमेज नहीं करना है।
every Bentley was hand-built to exacting standards.
पूरा डैमेज हुआ तो
So at the beginning of the
शायद फेल हो
21st
जाएगा।
century, when Bentley revealed their first mass-produced car, there were a great many questions. The car was the Continental GT, an elegant grand tourer that combined a racetrack pedigree with exquisite style and all the power you could need. The move to mass production has done nothing to blunt the Bentley experience. The 2017 Continental Supersport is responsive, fast, and beautifully designed.
भाई कैसा डैमेज हुआ शी यार।
It brings together all-wheel drive, carbon fiber bonnet sides and side skirts to create the most powerful, performance-focused car the company has ever built. But never forget, Bentley's pedigree is racing, and the Bentley Continental embraces that. In 2007, a largely standard Continental Speed GT broke Bugatti's record for the flying kilometre on the frozen Baltic Sea. And then in 2011, they broke their own record. 205 miles an hour, both ways, on ice. Even when building these gorgeous Grand Tourers, Bentley is driven to excellence. Today, Bentley means modern, peerless luxury and elegance. But that's far from the full story. A century ago,
बाप रे।
Bentley meant something
पुराने वाले
else
Bentley लाया
entirely.
अभी।
It meant Le Mans. In 1930, eccentric race team
ये
owner
रेबिका ना
Dorothy
बहुत
Paget
बात करती रही है।
financed a rather special Bentley at the Le Mans. It was a 4.5-litre supercharged masterpiece, driven by Sir Henry Bentley Boy Birkin. It posted the fastest time on the day, but it failed to finish. But what a race it was. Sir Henry's courageous driving forced Rudolf Caracciola's 7-litre Mercedes out of the race at the cost of his own victory. But in doing so, he handed the day to the Bentley Sixes. A gentleman racer indeed. Sir Henry knew he didn't have anything to prove. In 1929, the adventurer Mrs. Mary Victor Bruce had already driven the resolutely modern 4.5-litre Bentley at Montlhéry, setting distance, speed and endurance records.
अभी इधर नहीं है, मतलब मैं अकेला खेल रहा हूँ अभी। इधर चैट करने के लिए आया, बस वो उसको काम है ना।
The blower had the last laugh though. In 2012, it was sold at auction for over
चलो हो
£4
गया ये
million,
चैप्टर कंप्लीट।
which is more than enough to buy a Veyron and a racing truck, if you're keeping score.
From Aston Martin to Bentley complete 3। हाँ ये हो गया, चलो नाइस।
Like I told him.
ये वाला हो गया, एक ही स्टार हुआ है, जाने दो। में इसमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला मतलब।
Can't make a film about car culture around here without you in it, can they? I'll let you know if they need you back.
तो क्या कर रहे हो? अरे क्या डैमेज किया है गाड़ी? अरे बेड़े ऐसे क्या चल रहा है बीच में? बाप रे,
At the roundabout, take the first exit. In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
देखते हैं अभी से क्या है। अच्छी अच्छी गाड़ी देगी शायद से।
Thanks for coming down. Don't worry.
और
This
से
isn't one of those now you must face the master things. This is a with our powers combined thing. This is a show Horizon what skill really is thing. And for that, you're gonna need some truly wicked rides. This is my 918 Spider. I love my 918 Spider. Hybrid sports car, light and powerful, accelerates like a rocket. Takes some time to master, but once you do, whew, wanna give it a go? Here's some traffic I prepared earlier. Show me what you got.
अच्छा स्किल पॉइंट लेना है, मैंने अभी देखा था इस चीज। हट यार,
Yeah, go for it. But remember, if you trade paint, it doesn't count. And I'll probably get in a lot of trouble from Kira.
गाड़ी को ठोकना नहीं है बस, ये तो स्ट्रिक चला जाएगा ये।
You owned that
दो
spider.
तार
That
हुआ
was
होगा
amazing.
शायद,
You can't actually have it though. It's mine. Call me up soon, yeah? We'll
3
go
स्टार भी हो
off-road.
सकता है शायद ना। ठीक है भाई, इतने क्या है। रुको भाई, मेरे को अभी याद आया। क्या नाम है इसका? ये भी चालू है ना, ठीक है, ये कर लेते हैं। रुको गाइस, 2 मिनट रुकना, एक कुछ शॉर्ट अपलोड कर देता मैं अभी के अभी। हम्म, अरे अटक गया, बहुत दिक्कत है रही इसमें। अपलोड तो हुआ है, किया, वापस डालना पड़ेगा। खरीशीन, ठीक है, ये हो गया। ये हो गया। अभी 1 मिनट चाहिए मुझे बस, बस 1 मिनट। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट चैप्टर ako ba
The thing about skills is,
Uri
on
ori
road,
quattro.
off road, doesn't matter. You just want everybody looking at you. And if your streak never ends, they can never look away, right? So I want you to take my Audi Sport Quattro and keep my attention for as long as possible. And as we know, I have a very short attention span. Drift some corners, catch some air, knock over a fence for all I care. If I'm watching, Horizon will be watching. Turn off here. I know 444 horses who can't wait to get back on the dirt.
पहला स्टार में 75,000 कौन रखता है यार
Oh yeah, this is the spot. Show me that old school Group B fun. Just got a call from the festival. The whole place is at a standstill watching you. Nice work. I'll start working on our next demo and can I have my Audi back now?
ये किस तरह हुआ वाह
Oversteering is a skill. E-braking is a skill, sure. You know what else is a skill? Keeping your foot planted even when the speed pulls your lips back off your teeth. Come on, I want to show you something. Bugatti EB110 Supersport. It's got four-wheel drive so it will handle, but you give this thing an open road and, well, you'll see. I've got your route. Head for the motorway.
near miss Yes. गाड़ी तो आना चाहिए
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
At high speed, losing traction. Just a tiny bit. Come on, push harder. We still got a finish line to get to.
लेफ्ट मारा उसने
exit.
What did I tell you?
नहीं हो
Stop
रहा
the
इतनी सर
accelerator and blink and you're
गाड़ी तो है ही
halfway
नहीं
to
उधर
Edinburgh. You can bring it on back now. And call me soon, yeah? Right, we've done the
BMW i8
motorways. Time for a nice fast spin in the countryside with something a little more eco-friendly. My BMW i8. Got it a few years back in Frankfurt. I was supposed to be sightseeing with Nan, but I snuck off to the motor show. Don't tell her. Loads more technical this time, yeah? Let's show them how a Horizon driver handles an e-brake.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Come on! That car will take anything you throw at it, I promise.
अच्छा वाले गाड़ी नहीं
Don't worry, insurance pays for anything you knock over. At least, I think it does. Amazing drive. And you know what's even more amazing? You bring my Beamer back and we just plug it
इसका
in.
टाइम नहीं है डेट 1 मिनट में कैसे होगा ये 1.5 लाख 2.5 लाख सॉरी। डेढ़ लाख देता तो क्या प्रॉब्लम होता रे। जी भाई इतना प्रॉब्लम बाकी रे, ये बाकी है मतलब।
Have you seen? It's working. Our Horizon apprentices are throwing down all over the festival. Now the masters must teach them one of the most important skills of all. That of attaining sick air. Got just the car for it. Scout 800A. First SUV and still the best, if you ask me. Not if you ask anybody else, but definitely if you ask me. Welcome to Mud Kickers. A full square mile of off-road adventure park.
Show off
Come for
air
the mud,
skills.
stay for the
Air?
jumps.
अच्छा ऐसे करना है ना, ठीक है। बाप रे
Nice. Keep to the courses if you can. They've got a pretty sweet layout here. Nothing better than a day out of Mud Kickers.
इधर का ही अच्छा है। एक मिनट इधर भी है, एक बार देखते हैं। ये कुछ भी नहीं है। तो कम हुआ रे।
Scout back now. Watching you makes me want to play
ठीक
with
है,
it.
ठीक है, चलो।
Stay in touch. I'm working on our next demo already.
तो कम हुआ रे, क्या सही टाइम पे हो जाता रहा नहीं तो।
What'd you think? No moving trains, no traffic, just a whole lot of asphalt. And my Focus RSRX Gymkhana Custom Edition. 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive. Does exactly what it says on the tin, my friend. Go on, use your imagination. Just don't hit anything.
क्या फालतू है ये?
Go on, use your imagination. Just don't hit anything. How'd you feel? Yeah, I bet you do. You can give me the keys back now. Just give me... Holding on a bit tight there, can I just... there we go. See you again soon.
गाड़ी दो वाली अच्छी वाली कर दो अच्छी वाली एक ब्लू किड्स वॉच वाह वॉच पहनेंगे क्या करूँगे भाई कितना बचा है रे एक 4 बचा चल ठीक है
Look, you've got mad skills, no question. But this kind of driving really comes down to 3 things. Spoiler, suspension, and grip. So,
Nice.
I'm going to give you a go in my Aventador. Want to know how I afford all these? Yeah, so does my nan. The forest road is really nice this time of year. Go make it blurry.
अरे यार, मुझे लगा वो टूटेगा। वापस करना पड़ेगा तुमको।
The forest road is really nice this time of year. Go make it blurry. Oh yeah! Acceleration, downforce, handling. Bring it on! Nice run. Of course, not everyone at Horizon can have an Aventador, but we can show them how to drive like they do. And for those of us who actually do have Aventadors, it's even better, isn't it?
ठीक है।
This is Fortune Island. We are about to embark on a voyage to the most hostile terrain Horizon has ever seen. This new site has it all. New events, switchbacks, harsh weather conditions, and an opportunity to find fortune in the Horizon treasure hunt. Fame, fortune, and a whole new playground to explore. What are you waiting for?
अभी क्या फायदा भाई, डूब गए वो।
Remember when I made a big deal about the Scout being the best off-roader ever made? I think I might have found something even better. 2016 Jeep Trailcat. Stiffened suspension, full roll cage, and get a load of those fat wheels. Ugh, I can't decide. Will you take it out and help me pick a favorite? Go. See what you can make it do. I need a second opinion. it better than the Scout, though? Come on, I need to know. Check those power slides. Oh, I like this thing. I like it a lot. Nice. All right, I've decided. You ready? I've decided I now have 2 favorite off-roaders. Woo, that's a weight off my mind. And I couldn't have done it without you. Cheers.
स्पोर्ट्स पता नहीं कौन सी है, नॉर्मल है मतलब, ठीक है।
We're going back to the asphalt. Sealed roads, motorways, hard surface speed and agility. And this time, I've got a proper track weapon for you. My Viper GTS ACR. It's street legal, but it probably shouldn't be. Gonna make a seriously wicked video. I mean, if that's okay with you? Let me worry about the view count. You just do your thing. To show me more than that. I've driven that thing too, remember? Stay off those walls and out of traffic. Keep it slick.
अरे यार
Brilliant! I hardly ever get to drive my Viper, but now I can get my phone out and watch you throw down in it anywhere, anytime. Sorry, but I can and I will.
इसमें ना रेसेस नहीं है, मतलब किसी के साथ रेस करने वगैरह, स्कोर बढ़ाने का ऐसा स्टोरी चल रहा है। क्या ही बताए। कितना बचा है अभी? 2 ना? नहीं, 1 ही बचा है। चलो ठीक है, मतलब ये कंप्लीट होने वाला है अभी।
I don't know. All this great PR and all these online views, and it still doesn't
Nissan.
compare to that feeling when you lace a stunt right in
ETR.
the face of the crowd. Know what I mean? Time to go back to basics. This is my GTR, the Black Edition. I want you to take it down to the festival and blow some freaking minds, because that's what we do.
At the roundabout, take the 3rd exit.
अरे यार
meters, turn right. Turn right. In 400 meters, turn left.
Go, 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 come on! We're going out with a bang, not a whimper!
Turn left.
कैसे होगा ये 1.5 लाख? सब चीज़ें तोड़ दूँ क्या? चलो रुको। देखा, ये ऐसे ही करना चाहिए। कैसे होगा
thanks a
यार?
lot. And because you've been so amazing, I figured you might as well keep the car this time. Nah, I'm kidding. It's definitely mine. But you can come down and borrow any of my cars anytime you want. What are you talking about? Of course you can.
स्किल मास्टर।
I've got another opportunity for you. How would you like to work with Alex on the festival upgrade service? It'll be fun, trust me.
एक और भाई पहले बता देता यार। ये तो बाकी है। जाने दे भाई, ये कर लेता हूँ मैं, फिर बंद।
Yep, Jay's excited. Granted, he's always excited. But if he's happy and you're happy, then that's my job done. I'll put you two in touch again soon.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Turn left.
चार सौ से ले 400।
400 meters, turn left. Turn left. In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
Sheridan. अरे ये भी है ना, एक ये है, एक ये है। एक मिनट, ये तो हो गया ना। ये एक 10, इसमें 20 और 30, इतना बाकी है। क्या करे अभी समझ नहीं आ रहा। इधर भी बाकी है वैसे। इसमें 3 बाकी है, क्या करना है भाई।
Turn right.
पहले चेक कर लेते उधर क्या है, कितना कौन सा वाला है वो।
Turn right.
करेगा नहीं मैं, पर देख लेता हूँ क्या है।
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
अरे
In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left. In 400 meters, Turn left. Turn left.
इसको बाद में देख लेंगे भाई, अभी नहीं करेंगे।
You have arrived at your destination.
ठीक है गाइस, और आज को मिलते हैं, बाय बाय, सी यू।